Hello, I'm Camille Castile, Superintendent of Chandler Unified Schools. On behalf of the entire community, I want to extend to you, the class of 2020, a heartfelt congratulations. Your high school graduation is happening during an unprecedented time in our history. The last weeks of your senior year were disrupted by the COVID-19 outbreak. Schools were closed, athletic events, celebrations, and end-of-year activities canceled. I share your disappointment. Frankly, observing seniors in their final year is a highlight. You have grown so much, and it's evident in all you do. I want to take this opportunity to remind you that nothing can take away the meaning of your Chandler Unified School District diploma. You've met high standards and completed all the requirements. You are now ready for the world of work or academia. In addition, I want to commend the 2020 graduating class on how you handled this significant disruption. You quickly adapted to a new learning environment and completed your studies. You graciously sacrificed your plans and desires for the greater good. Many of you turned your focus outward to serve family and community members in need. You have brought great pride to the entire district. I want to remind you also that the commencement doesn't represent a stopping point, but by definition, a beginning or start. We wish the graduating class of 2020 a happy, healthy life as you pursue your dreams.
Welcome parents, students, and loved ones to Hill Academy's Senior Night, one of our favorite nights of the year. Tonight our ceremony is going to look a little different because we're coming to you virtually. You have no idea how hard it was for the staff, the crew, and myself to be away from your kids for 9 weeks. It was almost torture. It was the longest 9 weeks of our life.
Bienvenidos padres, estudiantes y seres queridos a la noche de reconocimiento de la Academia Hill. Esta noche nuestra celebración de reconocimiento será hecha diferente, de modo virtual. Ustedes no tienen idea de lo duro que fue para nosotros, los maestros, nuestro equipo y para mí, no poder estar con ustedes estas últimas 9 semanas.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Governing Board President Barb Marsden to say a few words.
En este momento les quiero presentar a la presidenta de nuestro Consejo de Administración, Barb Marsden. Ella tiene algunas palabras para nuestros estudiantes esta noche.
Hello, I'm Barb Marsden, President of the Chandler Unified School District Governing Board. On behalf of the board, I would like to congratulate the 2020 graduating class of Hill Learning Academy. A virtual graduation is not what any of us envisioned as recently as 3 months ago, but your accomplishments are not diminished in any way by the lack of a traditional commencement exercise. Life is a journey, and I hope you will learn from these challenges associated with the difficult times of 2020. Now we want to celebrate the milestone of graduation. Commencement is a big deal, not only for you, but for your parents and families as well. You've worked hard to get to this point, and it is truly celebration-worthy. Today is the time to reflect on the good times and the challenges you've overcome to get to this point. On behalf of the Governing Board, congratulations to the class of 2020. We wish you the best of luck in the future.
Tonight is one of our favorite parts of our senior night. It's where we honor our students individually, and teachers get up and talk about their experiences with the students. Our first speaker tonight will be John Rogers.
Thank you, Mr. Constance. I am very privileged to be here tonight to talk about these young men and their accomplishment of graduation from high school. I remember the first time I saw Austin, tall, lanky, walking around with that smile that he always had. He and I hit it off pretty much right at the beginning. It was a great joy to watch him discover his talents and the things that he loves to do in here with his diesel mechanicking. And I know that he's going to be very successful in that endeavor. Will, wow, I walked into a classroom where Will was. He was sitting in the desk. He turned. He had that smile. Immediately brightened up the room. And he just always was a positive person to be around, compassionate, loving. And then there's Trevor. Trevor owes me some money because I gave him a free transportation in his desk from his room to another room. That's a joke between he and I. Trevor worked very, very hard, overcame many challenges, and deserves this opportunity to graduate from high school. These young men are the reason that I'm an educator and a teacher, is to have the relationships that we get to enjoy and have with one another. And I'm grateful to know them for their influence on my life and the effect that they have upon me. Thank you. Our next speaker will be Ms. Porras.
This next group of students did a great job this school year, putting forth the extra effort needed to be successful and achieve their academic goals. Karina Flores was a quiet student that worked hard to get her courses finished once she recognized opportunity. She came to Chief Hill looking for a purpose, and once she arrived, she found it. Finish high school and make a plan for the future. It didn't take long for Karina to recognize and take advantage of a second chance in school. She became rejuvenated, made friends, and set an example for many of her peers. She truly defined determination, perseverance, and opportunity in her efforts to finish high school. Watching her progression from the start was really inspiring to her classmates and teachers, knowing that she made her family proud and set a goal for the future. Great job, Karina. Shayla Ortega was a quiet student that tended to fall under the radar, but she was one of our students that learned from the first day at Chief Hill that graduated from high school was possible. When she first came to us, she quickly developed a strategy to complete her classes and get back on track. During her time at Chief Hill, she learned to focus on herself and make herself stronger, no matter the obstacles. In all, working hard, staying motivated, and following through with her plans helped her reach graduation. Great job, Shayla. Cesar Tenorio was such a quiet yet motivated student from day one at Chief Hill. He is definitely a student that arrived on campus with the determination to finish high school. Oftentimes our students need a little transition time, but Cesar just dived in. He had a great attendance, asked for help when he needed it, and finished his classes quickly. Even during the challenge and transition to full online learning, he didn't skip a beat. He always emailed and sent messages when he had questions. With his energy and initiative to finish high school as he did, the next chapter in life will be a smooth transition. Great job and congratulations, Cesar. Alicia Curtis arrived at Chief Hill with her own set of plans. She had many obstacles to overcome, including herself, but she did it. I think she had many conversations with Mr. Constance, teachers, and counselors trying to come up with the easiest and best path to finish high school. At times, it seemed she was so stubborn that she made it harder than it needed to be. But by the start of third quarter, I noticed a change in her attitude, motivation, and energy. That shift is what has allowed Alicia to finish high school. Alicia, those obstacles and the challenges are what prepare us for future success. Your strong will, determination, and spirit will be a great asset to your future. Congratulations, Alicia. Congratulations, students, and best wishes for your future success. Our next speaker is Mrs. McKay.
Hello, I'm Mrs. McKay, one of the math teachers at Hill Learning Academy. The first student I'm going to talk about is Zach Brum. So here's me taking attendance at the beginning of first hour. Zach, silence. Zach Brum, silence. Anybody heard from Zach? No. Here's me marking Zach absent again. Zach has only been with us for a short time, and he had a lot of extracurricular things that made him miss a lot of school. He knew he had a difficult path ahead, but he was determined to finish his classes on time. He did show up, and he persevered, and now he has his high school diploma. Congratulations, Zach. David Jones. Here's me talking to David in class. Hi, David, how's your math class going? It's too hard. Well, how can I help you? It's too hard. Okay, David, let's try this first problem together. It's too hard. But then he finished his senior math classes in the same term, and he finished them both early. David has a bright future, but he won't follow any traditional path because that's too hard. Instead, David's going to find his own path, just like he did in high school. His path will be full of stops and starts and twisty turns, but he will figure it out, and he will be successful in whatever he decides to do. Congratulations, David. Tyrese Porty. Here's me talking to Tyrese. Tyrese, put your phone away. Tyrese looks around to see if I'm actually talking to him. Yes, Tyrese, put your phone away. Tyrese still isn't sure if I'm talking to him. But Tyrese was a good student, and he did well in his math classes until the very end. First period math class was just not a priority for Tyrese. But luckily for Tyrese, we're going through a global pandemic, and this quarter he could work on his math classes any time of the day or night. Tyrese did what he needed to do to finish all of his classes and move on with his life. Tyrese had plans to enter the military. I'm not sure how that's going right now, but I hope it all works out for him, and I know he will find a way to achieve his goals. Congratulations, Tyrese. Christian Sanchez. Here's me talking to Christian. Christian, how are you doing? This class is really hard, Miss McKay. So me, how can I help? I'm just going to do it later. But I'm really happy to be speaking about Christian today, because to be honest with you, there were lots of times that I didn't think Christian would finish his math classes. Math is his least favorite thing to do. But the good news is that Christian did not quit. He did not give up on himself and his dream to graduate from high school. He kept coming back, and in the end, he successfully completed all of his credits. I am super proud of Christian and happy that he is one of our graduates. Congratulations, Christian. Christopher Stricklet. Here's me talking to the whole class about math. Blah, 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 math, blah, blah, blah. Class? Silence. Okay, is anybody out there listening? Still silence. But then Chris finally stands up and answers the question that I was asking. And he's always way in the back corner, but he always is paying attention, and he always knows what's going on. This happened a lot. When I would present a challenge to the class, Chris would often be the only student who would even try to figure it out. I'm not sure if Chris volunteered an answer because he was interested in the math, or if he just felt sorry for me because no one else was responding. But in the end, Chris did not let anything stand in his way of getting his high school diploma. Outside school issues and even his own poor choices threatened his success, but he was able to overcome all of that and finish his classes early. I know the future holds good things for you, Chris. Congratulations. Nathaniel Weedle. At the beginning of the year, here's me talking to Nathaniel. Nathaniel, you have to keep your head up. He would just look up, why? But soon after school got going, the conversation went more like this. Nathaniel, would you like to go on a hike with the hiking club? There's a hiking club at this school? When can we go? Can I bring my camelback? My grandma will bring snacks. And so he was just super enthusiastic. If there was an award for the Chief Hill Most Improved Student, it would be Nathaniel. He came to us a little lost. He wasn't very comfortable here at first. He put his head down during class and tried to be invisible. But soon he realized that we really are here to help him, and he started to trust us a little. With lots of support from his grandparents, Nathaniel found a place that he could be successful. He started to participate in class, and he proved to be very bright. He was interested in extracurricular activities. He had a good time on our hiking club outing, and he became an officer in the student council. Nathaniel plans to go to the military, and I'm sure he will continue to make his grandparents proud. Congratulations, Nathaniel. Next up is Mr. Constance to talk about another group of students.
Jose Rojas. This is a conversation that we have with Jose Rojas. How you doing, Jose? Are you having any lunch today? How are your classes, Jose? Anything you want to do, Jose? Hey, how about Even? Ah, there it is. All right, Jose's here. Jose worked hard. He's the most polite individual I've ever met. He was here every day. Attendance was never an issue. He worked hard to get to where he's at today. I would be super proud to take my car to him because I know it's going to be meticulous, it's going to be done right the first time, and he's going to have a bright future taking care of those things. Alfredo Rodriguez. Alfredo claims to be the ping pong champion of Chief Hill, but he knows in his heart that it's me. Many days we battled on that ping pong court, and we had to make sure that he was up to date with his classes because the best way to motivate Alfredo was to take ping pong away. So if he didn't finish 3 lessons in a day, he lost ping pong for the day. It helped motivate him to get to the point where he's at today. He is a Hill graduate. So proud of Alfredo and the hard work that he put in. He was never an attendance issue, always there every day, and just worked super hard. He overcame a lot. Congratulations, Alfredo. Analia Fajardo, Anna the Banana, I always called her. Anna had a long history of time at Chief Hill. She went through a lot. She had a lot of outside influences that helped mold who she is, the fine young woman that she is today. She's never going to let anyone stop her. There were several times that I challenged her about coming to school, and every time she said, I will show you. I will get this done. I will be that person that graduates. And she did. She had a great turnaround, and like most of the kids you hear about today, there was a light switch that clicks on. And she just decided, yes, I'm finished. I'm going to get it done. And she did. And I'm so proud of the hard work and the dedication she put into school. Izzy Swan. Talk about a Hill kid. There are certain kids who find their way, their own agenda, their motivation. Izzy was a great talker. Izzy is the kind of person who I really think can be in sales. He can take care of anything. He can sell ice cubes to the Eskimos. He's such a dynamic individual, but it's on Izzy's time. And Izzy has got a great smile. He lights up a room when he's there. He oftentimes is a huge man of his word. So if he says he's going to get something done, he will. But it's on Izzy time. So my greatest conversations were with his mother, motivating him to get through school and find a way to get it done. Izzy finally finished up his last couple courses and is now a graduate. Congratulations, Izzy. Tyson McIntyre, the most polite, outstanding individual I've ever met in my time in high school. He hung out with people who didn't always make the best decisions, but it never swayed him. He was his own man. I'm so proud of the work his parents put in to help mold this young man. I know he's going to be dedicated to whatever he puts his mind to. He will always be above board and always make sure he makes the right decisions. I am super proud of Tyson. Tyson works hard, but once again, Tyson works at his pace too. I'm super proud of Tyson for his effort, and go Basha Bears. Our next speaker will be Mr. Vivian.
Hello. I'll start my speeches with the student who was first on campus every day this year, pretty much, Anthony Solsona. He rode his bike and had to go through the front door every day because the gate to the bike lock wasn't even open by the time he got on campus. It was refreshing to see him sitting at the table every morning when I got to campus. I had the pleasure of having Anthony in several math classes. I don't think he thought it was a pleasure, but I enjoyed it. It was never easy, and I must admit, there were many times where I wasn't sure he was going to pass his classes. Math was very tough for him, but he persevered. He never gave up. He never said he couldn't do it. I quit was never muttered, and if I know Anthony like I think I do, I don't think he's ever said that. Anthony would often be frustrated, but he kept a good attitude and a positive outlook. This was very true when he scored low on the ASVAB test for the Marines. He didn't think he was going to be able to go. He came to me and asked for help. We studied after school and practiced and developed a strategy, and it paid off. He went back and took the test and nailed it. I'm extremely proud of Anthony. I have no doubt that he'll go on to be an asset to the Marine Corps, a great American, a successful man. So go forth, defend America, our freedom and our interests, take care of yourself. Godspeed, Anthony. Next, I have an opportunity to talk about fine young man, Renee Daniel, who I actually call Big Perm. And if you know Renee, you probably know why. I had Renee in a couple math classes as well last year. Very intelligent, always engaged. Renee would ask meaningful questions, mostly about math. Mostly. Sometimes he just had something that he needed to add to make us all smile. I appreciated that during a long day of difficult math classes. I always enjoyed having Renee in class because I knew there would become a time where I could just have him go to the board and explain things. He knew the math, he knew how to explain it, he knew how to handle the hecklers in the crowd, and I appreciated that. Thanks for that. I really don't know what your plan is after EVIT, but whatever you do, do it well and do it with pride, just like you did in class. Good luck to you, and you know where to find me if you need anything. Next, Caleb Martinez. Must say I don't recall having a more polite, considerate student in class, other than maybe Aaron Sachs. Caleb would put his phone on my desk at the beginning of class every day so as to avoid any distractions. I appreciated that. He also said please and thank you and always returned my pencils. Very much appreciated that. Caleb would end most classes, especially financial algebra, asking more questions or for more topics that he could go learn about. He always wanted to pursue a more practical way to use the math that we were showing him at school. I appreciated that. I must say it was a good thing we banned backpacks in class because Caleb carried around about a 60-pound backpack. And that would have no doubt been at some point a hazard in the classroom. Caleb will be a great man and do great things for himself and others, no doubt. He's a kind soul, and that's refreshing. I wish you the best. Don't hesitate to reach out to me if you need anything. Sweet, I get to talk about Giselle Montalegre. She will just never go away. Just kidding. Kind of. Giselle would come to my class this semester to work on student council things. However, she would really just try to counsel all the other students on anything but work. I did enjoy having her in class, though. She was a hard worker and typically focused on doing her very best and always wanted to get done first. I'm not sure if that was so much for success or just to rub it in the other students' faces, but nonetheless, she got it done and she did very well. Seriously, though, she was a great student. I loved having her in class. She's a very bright girl. She's going to be a very successful, powerful woman in the future. Good luck to you, Giselle. Keep in touch. Let me know if you need anything. Next, Alexis Gonzalez, who's graduating early. After coming to us from Hamilton, he buckled down and earned every credit to get out of here before his senior year, even though I'm not really sure he wants to leave. Alexis worked on his own terms and his own time. He wasn't incessantly giggling in the back of the classroom. He was getting the job done. It was difficult, but he would get the job done. He may have come to school late often each day, but he never missed a ping pong or foosball game, ever. And he'll definitely leave with those skills. Good luck to you, Fluffy. Keep in touch. JP Cogdell. Well, if you're seeing this speech, you must have graduated. You must have got it all done. I'll be honest, I wasn't sure if you would get this done. I'm not sure if many of us thought you would get it done. But we're proud of you for getting through it. Good luck, JP. Reach out to me if you need anything. And next, we will have Miss OHara.
Thank you. First person I'm going to speak about today is Madison DeMello. Madison is amazing. She graduated from Hill at the end of the first quarter in her junior year. She was able to manage her academic responsibilities with her personal life so well and has definitely become a role model for other young women her age. I've even heard other students talk about how amazing it was that Madison was able to finish up early, and they wish they were able to accomplish that goal. Madison completed 10th grade English with me during her sophomore year. And although she sometimes doubted herself and her abilities, she always came away successful. Madison was my teacher's assistant her last quarter of school and was always willing to help in the classroom and complete any tasks as asked. She is a delight and a very strong person. I know that she will be successful doing whatever she sets her mind to. Congratulations, Madison. The next student I'd like to talk about is David Gonzalez. David is one of the most respectful, kindest students I have taught since coming to Hill. David was in a couple of my classes last year, and even though he didn't have me as a teacher this year, he would frequently stop by my classroom to say hello and ask how everything was going. It is that respect and concern that will make David a successful adult. He cares about others and is a genuinely kind person. David was a hard worker, and although sometimes he needed a little motivation, he completed his courses and did a thorough job. David was a pleasure to have in class, and I wish him the best of luck. Congratulations, David. The next student is Maya Soto. Maya is a strong, determined young woman. She has shown that you can balance your academic and personal life and succeed. Maya was in my English class second quarter and my teacher's assistant last quarter. When she worked as my TA, she completed the tasks I requested without complaints or concerns. She finished most tasks much quicker than I expected, but then she was able to work on and complete her coursework for other classes. I know that Maya will move on from Hill and be successful. She is driven, independent, and responsible. Good luck, Maya. The next student is Marco Cavazos. I am so proud of Marco, and I'm thrilled to be talking about him today. Marco is a considerate, kind young man who is a pleasure to have in class. He shows maturity and responsibility in school, and I am so excited that he's able to graduate. Marco was in my English class first semester and always did his best. At times, he would show apprehensiveness and uncertainty about his work, but at the end, he would excel and produce an excellent product. He knew what he was doing all along. Marco is always open and honest about his education experience and his goals, his strengths and his weaknesses. He's always willing to assist and take a leadership role, and I appreciate the respect he always has showed me in class. I know he will be successful in whatever he chooses to do. Congratulations, Marco. Our next speaker will be Mrs. Tanner.
The first graduate I'm speaking about is Lisbeth Lopez. I have known this young lady for over 4 years. Our experiences started when she was in 8th grade. Lisbeth is a smart young lady that will be so successful in anything she desires. She is not one that trusts people easily, but once she knows you, then she will do anything to help you. I am so proud of you. With all you've been through, you still finished and are now a high school graduate. Congratulations, Lisbeth. You touched my heart more than you will ever know. The next graduate is Charlton Platero. This young man flows at his own pace. I would often question him and see where he was at, and he always said, "No worries, Mrs. Tanner, I've got this," which obviously you did. Charlton is a kind person and one that always goes above and beyond to get along with everyone. At times, his relaxed nature made me wonder whether he was ever going to finish, but he proved all of us wrong, and he is now a high school graduate. Congratulations, Charlton. Aaron Sachs. There are certain individuals in life that touch our hearts and make us feel so much better about ourselves, and this is Aaron. Aaron has a smile that lights up a room and a heart of compassion for all animals, especially dogs and cats. Aaron would come in, we would chat in my office often for long periods of time. He would sometimes share a funny video and we would laugh and enjoy life. Aaron, best wishes in your endeavors, and I hope you know you're a student that has a special place in my heart. Ashley Stricklet. Ashley came to Hill with only a couple of credits. If you want to know what a go-getter looks like, look no further than Ashley. She would come in and check with me every couple of days and say, okay, Mrs. Tanner, this is where I'm at, and this is what I think I have finished. How much more do I have to go? If nothing else, Ashley wanted to beat her twin brother, Chris, and she did. Ashley, I have no doubts you will accomplish much. Your drive and determination is amazing. Keep moving forward, young lady. The world is all before you. Now I have the privilege of introducing Mr. Redding.
First, I'd like to take the time to congratulate all the graduates this year, including the students I'd like to talk about now. The first student I'd like to talk about is Adrian Rivera. Adrian, I had in my class for just a couple classes, but the thing that I remember was he was very quiet in class, didn't ask for a lot of help, and just would sit at his computer and work. And to finish all the classes you needed for graduation. Adrian, I hope you have a great life and are successful in anything you choose to do. Congratulations. The next student that I would like to congratulate is Zach Sipple. Zach was a student that always had a smile on his face whenever he came into my room. He was always capable of finishing the classes very quickly if he chose to and could stay focused. And we had many conversations in class regarding gymnastics and everything else in his life. Zach, I wish only the best for you in the future. Congratulations. Omar Harper. Omar is a student that I had in class, at which he would always come in and ask for if I had any crackers or snacks that he might have until he could get to work. It looks like now he will only be able to get those if he comes back in to visit with me. The things I remember about you in class is you were late most of the time. And again, asking if I had any snacks. Despite this, you were able to finish your classes that you had to do and are now graduations. Congratulations and best of luck in the future. Our next presenter is Mrs. Ferguson.
McKay Anderson. Once in a blue moon, a class comes along and inspires a teacher to become a teacher we never dreamed we could be. McKay was one of those students in that class that inspired me. As a person, I need structure and order to help me feel sane. But McKay taught me work and play are the keys to bribing high school students to finish that boring elective computer class. I will always remember McKay and his two sidekicks compliantly handing over their phones, walking to their computers, and working on their classes for 30 minutes. And then McKay would quickly and quietly take out his Nintendo Switch, and the battle would begin. I am happy to say that McKay finished my class with an A, and he was always in the green. McKay, I am so glad you stuck with it, even when you just could not see the point of it. The only thing that would be better is seeing you and your class of 2020 walking across the stage. Never forget, my students have you to thank for the last 30 minutes when I daily question my sanity. But your legacy has helped create a class environment that has motivated many students to finish that long, boring 5th period class. Congratulations, McKay. Our next student is Josh Barton. I will always remember Josh as one of the most respectful young men I have ever had the honor of teaching. Well, I don't even know if I can really say I had to teach him because Josh did it on his own. He would always come in and immediately get started in his global studies class. I believe Josh completed my class in just under 3 weeks, where I perhaps helped him just a handful of times. By the way, thank you again for being patient with me as we all navigated our way through Buzz for the first time. Josh, I know you hate math, but somehow you made it through. And my hope for you is that you will always be proud of the accomplishment that you did this year. And that you will always remember this as a success that can define your future if you choose it to. Congratulations, Josh. Jalen Morales. In my 20 years of teaching, I have had several students who have had the ability to talk at the adult level. But rarely have I found a student who is able to talk comfortably with both adults and their peers. Jalen has this ability. I have seen her laugh alongside her peers, but then also turn away and work diligently on her classes. She knows how to appropriately advocate for herself, a skill I very much admire. Jalen, you have worked so hard to catch up on all the classes you struggled to be successful in, and somehow you finished 8 classes during COVID. No one can ever take that away, that accomplishment. I am so sad I did not have the opportunity to sit with you again and watch your mind absorb how to transform, solve, and factor those pesky rads, logs, and functions. You did it. And remember these words, when life is life. You got this, girl. Congratulations, Jalen. Krishna Patron. Miss Krishna, first things first. Everyone had something they wanted to say about you, and all of it was pertaining to the strong, confident young woman who has worked hard to overcome her obstacles. However, as your school mama, I want to talk about your heart for others. When someone has a strong conviction of what is right and wrong, they often have a hard time not speaking the truth. And at times, this can be shocking to the people around them. But Krishna, it is so refreshing to know someone who can't hold it back anymore. I have seen Krishna defend people from rude and hurtful comments, even when I know she does not particularly like that person. I have seen her give gum to a non-friend and refuse a friend because of their bad behavior. Krishna, I know you have worked hard to get here, and Mrs. McKay's math class was a struggle. But you did it. You worked hard to learn the math, and Mrs. McKay is very, very proud of you. In the words of my role model, Elsa, Krishna, let yourself go and be the person we have waited for our whole life. I, for one, can't wait to see how you change our world. Congratulations, Krishna. And now, I'd like to introduce Mr. Raj.
First off, I want to welcome everybody, and I hope all is well and everybody is staying healthy. Normally we do this in front of a crowd. However, due to the unusual circumstances, we are doing this via remote viewing. In case you are wondering, I am Mr. Raj, and this is one of my favorite days. It is a day that we get to celebrate the accomplishments of our seniors, and we have a unique situation. We have such a small population that it's easy to develop personal bonds with our students. Each teacher at Chief Hill has an opportunity today to speak about students that we have developed a positive relationship throughout the year. I have the pleasure to speak about 8 special graduating seniors. The first senior I will be talking about is Isaac Salinas. I had the pleasure of teaching and mentoring 2 of Isaac's siblings in the past. I taught Bino in high school and Zeke in middle school. All of them have different personalities and quirks. Isaac's personality meshed with mine, so it was extremely easy for us to get along. It did not take long to develop a positive teacher and student relationship. It also helped that we knew what to expect coming into my classroom since both of his brothers had me in the past. Isaac came to us determined to graduate. He used his time efficiently and never complained about the task ahead of him. He rose above it all and completed his 22 credits early. It was a pleasure having him in class, and I cannot wait to see what he does after graduation. I have no doubt in my mind that he will be successful in whatever he chooses to do. Congratulations, my friend, and do not forget to pop in occasionally to visit. If you need recommendations, let me know. The second individual I will be talking about is Dawson Waymack. Dawson is one of my favorite students ever. He has such a great demeanor and is an excellent student. He worked hard, he was always positive, and I enjoyed talking to him in class. I was so proud when I heard he reached his 22 credits to graduate. I'm expecting big things from him soon. I know he's going to be doing something amazing, and I cannot wait to hear about it. Congratulations, my friend, and do not forget to pop in occasionally to visit. If you need recommendations, let me know. The third student I will be talking about is Martin Zarate. Martin is a very unique individual, and you would barely know he was around. At first, I wasn't sure if he liked me. However, after getting to know him, he is just an introvert when it comes to teacher and student relationship. In time, I was able to break those barriers, and we developed a very healthy student and teacher relationship. I enjoyed having Martin in class. He met my expectations, and he met my expectation, and if he was struggling, he would suck it up his pride and come in on Saturday school and strive to remedy the struggles by getting the help he needed. We did a lot of one-on-one sessions during that time, and it helped him to get through my class. Martin has a bright future, and the work he does at EVIT will help. I am so proud that you have reached your 22, and I hope that your future continues to be full of successes. Congratulations, my friend, and do not forget those who helped you with the struggle. The fourth student I will be talking about will be Matt Jones. When I first met Matt Jones, I was unsure about him. He seemed to be an all right student, but he did some things that you would question. You could see that he was bright, but the effort in his work sometimes took a dive. Eventually, after a few weeks, Matt started to change his ways and the effort became better. I do not know if it was him maturing or the relationship that Matt and I created. I would like to think it was the positive relationship. His unique personality was refreshing. I considered him to be a favorite of mine, and I'm very proud of him, and I know he has a bright future. Matt, if you need recommendations, I am here for you. The fifth person I will be talking about is Ethan Levi Thompson. I've had the pleasure of having Levi for the last 2 years. Levi has always had the capabilities to do whatever he wanted academically. Nevertheless, attendance and classroom progress became an issue when he started at Chief Hill. However, persevered like most of our students, and he started to apply himself. His attendance also became better. He started to succeed. I felt gratification and enjoyment at the growth and maturation over the years. It was a pleasure having him in class, and I'm very proud of him for sticking with it and finishing all 22. Congratulations, Levi. I wish further success on your future and endeavors. Levi, if you need recommendations or references, I am here. The sixth person I will be talking about is Jazari Johnson. I had Jazari for several social studies classes. I feel we developed a decent relationship in those social studies classes. I found that Jazari walks to his own beat most of the time. The beat can be very fast or it can be really, really slow. I've seen him knock 2 social studies classes out in 9 weeks, and I've seen him finish a class at the last minute. It can drive you nuts. I spent countless times emailing his mom with positive emails that celebrated successes on finishing classes in a timely, efficient manner. I have also spent countless times emailing his mom in hopes that she can help me motivate him to finish a class in a timely manner. Either way, he has reached the point. He has finished his 22 credits and will soon be walking on that stage to get his diploma. I continue to wish Jazari much success in the future. I also want to know that I continue to push him because I care about him and I wanted him to succeed. I hope you could see that. Congratulations, Jazari, on being a graduate of 2020. If you need anything, I will continue to be here for you, whether it's to motivate you to get on task or to pat you on the back with a job well done. The seventh person I will be talking about is Sami Ali. Sami Ali is an excellent student. He is one of the brightest kids that I've met and had the pleasure of teaching. He was very determined to get this done. He was very motivated to complete things. I just wish he was more motivated to show up and complete things in the classroom. Sam and I had many talks about his attendance. Eventually, I gave in. I had to change my attendance policies for students like Sammy. As a result, he finished 3 social studies classes in 9 weeks. He did most of his notes at home, but he showed up to class to take the quizzes and required exams. He did very well, and here we are. He has completed his 22 credits and is ready to graduate. I am very proud, and I expect that Sammy will do well in a career that has to do with making his own schedule. I see him own his own business or being a freelance web designer. The 8th and final person I'm going to talk about this day is Irvin Armenta Lopez. I enjoyed having Irvin as a student. He was extremely polite and did what was asked of him daily. I never had to talk to him more than once to get him redirected to get back on task. He never complained, nor did he have a bad attitude when this took place. I really appreciate this, and it showed his maturity. I also admired his work ethic. He rarely wasted time, and he worked efficiently. He worked hard and put forth a lot of effort in the social studies courses, and when I heard he was finishing up his 22 credits and would be graduating soon, I was so proud of him. He really has become one of my favorite students. Irvin has a lot of potential, and I see him leaving Chafe Hill in changing his community for the better. I wish him success in all his future endeavors. Irvin, if you need anything, I will be here for you. If you need a reference or recommendation, do not feel like you are putting me out. I will always be your teacher, and it is my pleasure to help you. With that being said, I'm going to turn this back over to Mr. Constance.
Thank you, Mr. Raj. That is probably the most treasured part of our senior night, is when we get to just talk about our kids. Another great thing that we do is a Perseverance Award. At this time, we'd have Mrs. McKay come up and talk about our Perseverance Award.
Okay, I'm here to talk about the Chief Hill Perseverance Award. Every year, the staff at Chief Hill votes for a graduate who has demonstrated perseverance. It's a difficult decision because every one of our graduates has overcome some roadblock, some hardship. So what is perseverance? How do we choose the student who best represents perseverance at Chief Hill? Well, it is not giving up. It is the effort required to do something and to keep doing that thing until you get it right, no matter what. One of the strengths of our school is that we are small enough that we know our students pretty well. We know when things are going good for our students, and we know when things are really tough. We know how outside things impact school behavior and academic success. We consider all of those things when choosing the Perseverance Award recipients. This year, we decided to honor 2 students with the Perseverance Award. The 2019-2020 Hill Learning Academy Perseverance Award goes to Madison DeMello and Anthony Solsona. Yay! I'm going to tell you a little bit about Madison and Anthony and why they are our Perseverance winners. Madison came to school every day with a focused expression on her face. She was determined to make things better for herself and her family no matter what. Even though she had a tremendous amount of outside responsibilities, she showed up. And she conquered. Yes, she conquered. She finished her school requirements and graduated early and never looked back. My advice to the world is to stay out of her way because she will roll right over anything that tries to block her. Congratulations, Madison. Anthony's persistence showed up differently. He has a quiet, nose to the grindstone manner, but perseverance means working to the end, no matter what. And Anthony did that every day. I watched Anthony struggle with his academics. I also watched Anthony stick to it and never complain, never ask for any special treatment. The look on Anthony's face when I told him he passed his Algebra 2-2 final exam was amazing. He doesn't share his feelings very often, but he was so relieved he could not hide it. Anthony has grown in confidence and is ready to take on the world. Congratulations, Anthony.
Thank you, Mrs. McKay. At this time, I'd like to bring up Jen Chandler, our program supervisor at ICANN, for a message for our students.
A common theme you've heard throughout our ceremony is that of pride, congratulations, and admiration. We know our seniors wouldn't have achieved this monumental event if it wasn't for their support system. In our ceremony every year, we use the rose as our symbol of the evolution that our seniors have made. Often students enter with plenty of thorns, and this comes from their vast experiences. It could be a trauma, a dislike for school, educational disadvantage, or just purely a dislike for the morning hours. And as parents and educators, we always see the full potential, the rose in full bloom, and we would typically provide our students with roses at this point. As that's not an option right now, we will take a short pause and ask that our seniors hand out a virtual rose to their loved ones with a thank you. Please give thanks to your support system, whether they're within arm's reach right now, or if they're not, please take out your cell phones and send a text thanking that loved one for never giving up on you. We'll take a moment for you.
For those of you that see me walking through the school, you know I love to talk. I tell you every quarter that opening day is my favorite day, but my most treasured day is tonight. We got the honor to talk about our kids and what they mean to us and their dedication and their drive to get to their diploma. And those of you all know I love to talk, but today I'm only going to say 5 words.
Como muchos de ustedes saben, el primer día de escuela es mi día favorito. Yo tengo la suerte de tener un primer día de escuela cada trimestre, pero hoy se trata de celebrar su esfuerzo juntos. Ustedes saben que me gusta hablar mucho, pero hoy los dejo con estas 5 palabras.
First word is champion. You have done something that no one can ever take away. You earned 22 credits. You have a high school diploma. I want you to walk around this community with your head held high, your chest out, and be proud of the dedication and the champion that you have become. No one can take this away.
La primera palabra con que los dejo es la palabra campeón. El día de hoy ustedes son los campeones. Ustedes completaron su objetivo y es algo que nadie se los puede quitar.
Second word is give. You know the connection that you made with your mentors, the staff, myself. I want you to give that energy to another person. Someone who is doubting that they can get to this point in life like you are right now. I want you to give of yourself. I want you to give your community. I want you to be a service to others. I want you to show that desire to learn. But I want you to give this gift that you now have to another person and help make a difference in their lives.
La segunda palabra es dar. Empiecen a pensar cómo ustedes pueden dar y contribuir a las personas que aman y apoyan, y a esas también que quizás no puedan completar lo que ustedes han completado.
Our third word is represent. You're a Hill Hawk. You're a graduate. I want you to walk around. I want you to sell it. Talk about your experiences that you had at Hill. Talk about how the teachers helped you get through what you did, pushed you, drug you, made sure that you were going to be successful in what you're doing. But I want you to represent every day. When you talk about Hill, and I hope you talk about it often, talk about what it was like when you first walked in the building, how the world changed, how the perception of who we really are, it's not real. But the drive and the ambition that these teachers have to get you through, that's what I want you to talk about. So represent us every day in the community.
La tercera palabra es representar. Como estudiante graduado de la Academia Hill, esperamos que cuando hablen de nuestra escuela, hablen de la dedicación de sus maestros que los ayudaron de día a día.
Our fourth word is challenge. My challenge to you is to be a better person every day. Make a difference in the lives of other people. Be a mentor. Some of you don't want to be a leader, but you are. You now have people in your family who are going to look up to you and know that what you did is something they can do also. So my challenge to you is to make sure you talk to everyone you can, push every person you can to be better every day. Take time, express your love to your family, express your love to your community, but I challenge you to be a better person every day.
La próxima palabra es la palabra reto. Les reto que hagan cosas que estén fuera de su alcance. Quizás aplicar para un trabajo o que ustedes quieran tener, tomar una clase para mejorarse o también conocer a nuevas personas.
Our last word is visit. Come see us. Tell us what you're doing. What are your life struggles? What have you gotten through? Where are you going? What's your family like? What kind of job are you doing? Come back and share. We always take those stories and we transfer them to students that we currently have in our building. So I want you to come visit and share all the great things, because once you're our kid for life.
La última palabra es la palabra visita. Por favor, no duden de visitarnos y compartir sus historias con nosotros después de graduación. A nosotros nos da mucho gusto oír lo que han hecho y lo que han logrado después de que nos dejan graduados.
Now at this time, I need all seniors to stand. I want Dr. Castillo, the governing board, to know that all of the students that are standing now have earned the 22 credits. They've met the graduation requirements set forth by the Chandler Unified School District. They are now graduates. At this time, I want you to express your happiness with your family. Enjoy the night.
En este momento necesitamos que los estudiantes graduados se pongan de pie. En nombre de la doctora Karina Castillo, nuestro consejo de administración, todos nuestros seres queridos, los estudiantes han completado los requisitos de graduación implementados por el distrito de Chandler y pueden recibir su diploma.
Thank you for joining us on this special occasion. Good night and have a great rest of your life.